let me let me just fix this shit. Okay.
No, you're good. Welcome to Still Becoming Podcast. Today we have Trisha joining us today.
Hi.
Trisha, you're a graphic design student at University of South Florida, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And she has a couple things about Trisha. She has beautiful creative work. I love seeing everything that you come up with. It's amazing. And she's also a Cancer baby. She has the same birthday as my mom. So gang gang.
Yes.
And we also met on Movie Star Planet.
Yeah. Movie Star Planet. You already know the vibes. Like that was the shit.
Beginning of quarantine, I think we both were just like, what do we do?
Oh, I was so bored.
Yeah. And so we just
best friend, we played it, and that's literally how I got on there, because we were just like, why not?
Yep. And we were just like, wait, what's your sap? And then we just, we're chill from then on. So okay, first question, what got you into graphic design?
Well, it started in high school. I took a graphic design class. It was called digital media, I'm pretty sure. And like, I was like, oh, let's just try this out, because I didn't know any other elective to take. And I was like going through it, and then I realized like, oh shit, I'm good at this. Like, I like doing this. And my teacher, like, she didn't say that I was her favorite, but
you could feel
I was kind of, like my work, like, I feel like, not even just to like sound cocky or anything, I just feel like I grasped like everything that was taught in that class really well and really easily, and I just felt like that was what I was meant to do. So I just started in high school, like sophomore year, and from then on out I was like, okay, this is what I want to continue in college, and it's became my passion ever since.
That's awesome. So like what's kind of like what you're wanting to do after you graduate from university?
So after I graduate, I plan on staying where I am. I'm in the Tampa Bay area.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like fell in love with this area, because I'm not from here. I'm actually from the northeast coast of Florida, near St. Augustine. So there was like not really city over there, where I'm from. So this is very like a new environment for me, and there's a lot of people, there's a lot of opportunities. And so I want to stay here and probably work for a bit, and then until I can get like the job that I really want, I want to be able to travel and like design for like companies around the world.
That's awesome.
But wherever life takes me.
Yeah, because like being in graphic design, there's so much you can do with that. I feel like, you could do marketing, you could work right for a community business, and it's like there's so much like freedom you have with that.
Right. Like everyone needs a graphic designer. And I stress this to everyone, because I've been told like, oh, it's like, why are you doing this? Like, it's such a waste of time. And, I've been told that like, you shouldn't even be going to college for it. And it's just like, no, like that's my dream. Like, I want to excel in it, and I want to like broaden my horizons a little bit. And like, you meet people and you have these like open doors for you when you go to college for graphic design. And it's like, now that I'm making connections, I have like the ability to like do what I want with my work, and like get to those platforms where I'm like, okay, this is my name and it's out there. And like, I just feel like there's just so much that you can do. Like, there's just like this circle of like art. How do I say this? There's just like this circle of like creativity, and like people just like there's like printmaking, you have like advertising, like you said, like marketing and all that, and like there's a place for graphic designers and all of that business and everything. Even like med, like they need graphic designers for like logos, for like brochures, and just like that. So it's very diverse in that sense, and I find it very practical. So
No, that's awesome. So what's like the inspiration behind creating like take me through like the steps of like how you create like a design or a
Okay.
graphic.
So personally for me, I find my inspiration through other things, like, and that's just art in general. Everything derives from something else.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to remix it and put your own little twist on it. And that's kind of what I do with my work. I don't um I come up with my own ideas, but I also am like, okay, wait, I like this, and I'm gonna do it in my own way. And I get my inspiration a lot from digital artists, because that's kind of what I specialize in, is digital work.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I basically just if I have an idea, I write it down and then I try to execute it as best as I can. Most of my projects are for school. So I haven't been doing anything that I want to do yet, but it is going to be coming soon, because I have them
Yeah.
in my draft. It's just that I just don't have the time right now to be working on my own stuff, but eventually I will. So the projects that I do have to do, I literally just sit down in my room, turn on some music,
Mm-hmm.
and just like go into it.
Yeah.
There's really no planning. You just kind of have what your idea in your head and you just go for it,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's
And
nice
then,
because it's like learning. It's even though you're doing projects for school, you're still like kind of learning, even like, how do I say it? So even though there's a requirement for what you have to do for school,
right.
it's still yours. And I think that's like really cool to like be able to have like that freedom
Oh,
to do.
absolutely. I always try to bend the rules a little bit, and,
Yeah.
always try to put in my personal thing. Obviously they're preparing us for client work, and we have to
Yeah.
have this list of things that you have to put in your work, and there's always going to be oh, you can't do this, and there's those limitations and restrictions that are challenging, but that's part of the job. That's kind of just what you have to do and work with, but you have to find a way to put in your own little creativity in it, and that's kind of what I always try to do with my assignments. So it looks very cohesive in the way that my work, you can recognize oh, that's something that she made, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um
Your signature type deal.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm still in the process of developing my style, obviously, because I'm still so young and still so new to this. So it's I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still becoming.
Yay, yes, I love that. Still becoming. And that's like the whole idea behind like the name too, which is so funny that you brought that up. It's like all of these creators that I'm interviewing, they're still becoming their own person, still becoming through their
Exactly.
creativity. I love that. Oh.
No, absolutely.
Well, are there what digital artists do you look up to and like why? Why do you look up to them?
Okay. I actually have a lot, but there's a few that are really where I draw my inspiration from, and people that I look up to because their art is just so iconic. These are people that are more underground though, because they're not really famous or notorious. And they're not fine artists or traditional artists. They post their work on Instagram and online and stuff. And they do some stuff in person, and you'll see their work in books and magazines and stuff like that. But they're mostly digital. So the first one I have is Lindsay Rem, and she's also a YouTuber, and she mostly does illustration, and I really like her style. Futura Free Design, which is an account on Instagram, and it's by Quentin Swank, and he does a lot of activist art, which I really love personally, and that's kind of what I want to do in my career, and with my art is a lot of activism, because I think it's so important to call attention to some things, especially in this country, and just all these social issues that just need light shining on them, because they're just so dark, people don't pay attention as much.
Yeah.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here. Are you good?
I got like, yeah, like I got like a
You
black
blacked
screen.
out for a second, but now you're.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
what? Okay, all right. Broccoli Boy, Subliming JPEG. You've probably seen it before. They do a lot of like typography, which is also what I want to specialize in and do a lot more of. I've started, but I still have like projects that I want to do with that.
Yeah.
Subliming JPEG is by Tessa Forrest, and she's an amazing graphic designer. She's collabed with a bunch of people, and she's done like a book recently. Elliot he's an Australian graphic designer, and he does a lot of like comedy graphic design work. So like he'll put like a little like funny like what do you call it, like just a pun like in his like, but it'll look like aesthetically pleasing. It's like, why would you say that? And he'll use fonts that are like so shitty, like that no graphic designer would use, but he makes them look like amazing. And I just find that just like so inspirational, because he just kind of goes from like, you're not like, he doesn't follow the standards of like aesthetic. He's more like going against them in a way, but still like incorporating like good design. It's so, you should check out his page. Like I think it's called Elliot Cool Guy or something like that. And he's just so funny. Pink Cat Daily. She's run by I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's a girl, and she basically develops this character called Pink Cat, and it's illustrations that like, it's basically like having conversation, kind of like a cartoon, like a comic.
Okay. Yeah.
Have conversations between themselves, like the cats, and it's just like relatable stuff that like you'll see it on your timeline and you're like, what the hell, like that like literally relates to what like is happening right now. It's kind of like, and she'll incorporate like some astrology and like some of her religion into it, and it's just like, and then some of it will be just straight up memes, and it's just hilarious. But I really want to do something like that because I want to visualize my feelings somehow. So I am creating this is a little sneak peek for anyone who's watching this that follows me. I'm gonna be creating like a teddy bear page on Instagram that like has conversations between two teddy bears, and that inspiration is from Pink Cat Daily. But that's,
is that the page that you were talking about, like you're making soon? When I
yes
okay.
Yes, I put a preview on my story not too long ago, because I had just like experimented with that.
Oh, I think I responded to that one because I was like, this is so cute. I was like, this is so cute.
Yes, that's actually, I'm going to be making a page for that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And the last one is Steffi Lorette, and she's a well-known one on in the digital world. Like Ariana Grande follows her, like so many celebrities follow her. Wow. She has a lot of activist art and a lot of spiritual art, and very like I can't find the word right now, but she has a lot of art that like makes you think, and she does it in very like simple visuals. So like she'll put like a circle and it'll say like my mind, my body, my heart, stuff like that. And like I just think sometimes less is more, and that's kind of where I learned from, because you know, I don't want to be like putting too much shit into my art that just doesn't really like matter. I feel like less is truly more sometimes. So, and I think that's really where I get my inspirations from. Some examples.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too, like on the point of what you just said, like art is interpreted so many different ways, and I think it's like really cool, like just being like super simple with it, like that circle, like just a circle could like be interpreted like, oh, what does this mean, you know, like in a different way. It means something to everybody.
It's so subjective, and everyone will take something from it, and it's not the same another person. It's just what it means to you, and I think that's the importance of art, is that what you can get from it, not what everyone else can get with it, not what the artist even says it is. Like, forget that. Like, sometimes their intentions aren't what you like feel from it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So I think that's really.
My dad would do that with music. Like, for a little bit, like, I would be like, oh my God, Dad, like, can I download this song? Because, like, I was, like, 9 or, like, 10, and, like, I don't know. I just had to ask permission to download songs. And I'd be like, Dad, can I download this song? He's like, well, what does it mean? And, like, like, I was just like, oh, I can't remember. I know there was this one song. Oh, it's this theme song to Pretty Little Liars. And
okay.
I was like, can I buy it? Because I also made like little music videos when I was like younger. I was like, can I buy it so I can like
I don't know if you
something
know
with it?
Video Star.
Yep.
That
Exactly with that. Yes. Yep. Video Star was.
That was like, that was where all the creative people were on there. Yep.
But it was so funny because he like, I played it. I was like, oh, like, okay, this is the song. And it's like about death. And he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know about this one. I was just like, okay,
right.
Whatever. Well, that's all the questions I had for you today. And they were all very insightful. And I loved like listening to you talk about your passion and your creative ability and everything. And I cannot wait to see how far you end up going with it. And
thank you.
just like the growth that you already are having is just like amazing to see, and I'm super excited.
Well, thank you for inviting me on your podcast.
Of course.
You're going to literally go so far with this. Trust me.
Thank you.
Like, I believe it. It's that I have like that Cancerian instinct right now, because I'm like we're in 2 different states, but like I'm still connected to you in a way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you were one of the first people I thought of. Like, I had a list of like who I wanted to invite on this podcast, and I was like, oh, Trisha, yes, definitely. And this is the first time we've ever talked. Like,
I know.
It's crazy.
Like, actually, like, voice, like,
yeah.
No, voice type too, but it's nice to finally be talking.
I know. Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much, Trisha. I really enjoyed talking with you.
No, thank you. Yeah.
And I hope to have you on again sometime soon. We'll do like a
absolutely.
part 2, of course.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Bye.
I can't explain.